A year ago at this time, when you guys were getting ready for your first season under Coach Brown, he described the team as being pretty lost. He didn't really know what he had in you guys as players. He said you guys didn't know really what he and his staff wanted. Can you put into words just how much different camp has been this year since you and half the team have a year under your belt playing for him?
Camp's been really different this year. I think this year we're getting further along in the things that we want to do on offense and defense. I think our guards are really understanding what he wants us to do around the team, try to get fast breaks, get more of them down the floor like we did. I think he also wants us to defend, push up on the floor, push up on the point guards, and guards bring the ball to the floor. So I think we're really further along. That's the key thing, I think, in this camp than last year.
When you look at the roster going into this season, you got the 3 guys who were sitting out last year as transfers, then you got all the newcomers. Is the most visible difference going to be on the offensive end or defensive end?
I think it's just defense. I think we're so much bigger, longer, faster, stronger. I think that's going to be the biggest difference. Also on offense, I think we'll be more effective. I think we'll have more chances to score. We have more options on the offensive floor as well. So we have a really deep team this year. So.
Last year, well, you didn't have a deep team. There were 5 of you who played 32 minutes or more every night.
Yeah.
Who's going to benefit the most from having those minutes cut down and getting more rest? Or how will it benefit you guys the most?
I think it'll just keep everybody fresh. That's the main thing. We can go hard for about 5-6 minutes, and you won't have to be saving anything on the floor. I think you can go hard the whole time while you're out there. Then you know somebody else is going to come get your rest, and then you get on the bench, sit down for a minute, and then come back in and play hard again. So I think it'll just benefit everybody that's playing in the rotation.
For those of you who played here last year, who looks like they've made the biggest leap since last year?
I'd have to say, I'm not speaking for myself. I think I've made a big jump. I think I'm a sleeper on the team. I think I've been really consistent. Nick Russell's been really impressive as well. So I think it was just going to get better as a team as a whole.
You hear coaches really in any sport will talk about a player and say, yeah, he's doing it well in practice, but until he does it in a game, we don't really know. You've got Marcus Kennedy, Nick Moore, Crandall Head, who are all here practicing with you last year. Haven't done it in a game with you yet. How close are those guys to being ready to play in games at the same level as you and the rest of the returning players?
I think everybody's ready. I think they've played at the big conferences, they played at the big schools, so I don't think it'll be a challenge. I think they're just ready to get back on the floor and get back in the game setting. I think that's just for everybody. Everybody's anxious to play, and so these past couple of days have been really jittery. Everybody's ready to play, so I think once we get out on the floor, I think everybody will calm down.
Last year, Coach Brown had nothing but praise for you and Nick Russell stepping in and running the point. But he always talked about Nick Moore coming on this year and called him a true point guard. What's the difference in the way Nick Moore runs the team compared to the way you and Nick Russell ran it?
I think Nick Moore, he's more intelligent. I'm not saying I'm not an intelligent point guard, but I think he's ran position longer than I have, so I'm still trying to learn the positions, the in and outs, so where to put the ball, things like that. I think I'm getting better at it, but Nick Moore is really our true point guard. So I think I'll play point guard sometimes this year, sometimes I'll play 2 guard, 3 guard. So all 3 of us are really interchangeable. It really doesn't matter.
You have that versatility to play the different guard spots. But when you look at the roster, there's like 7 guys who could theoretically play the 2 guard. All of you have egos. All of you are competitive guys. How do you balance that and split up those minutes?
It's really up to Coach Brown. I really can't say. Everybody wants to play. Not everybody's going to be able to play. That's the hard thing about it. So, just battling every day in practice, trying to get those minutes, do everything right.
So much of what your team did last year on both ends of the floor was based on what you guys did on the perimeter. Now you add Marcus Kennedy. Now you add Yannick Morera. What's the biggest impact those guys will have on the rest of the team?
Just having that post presence, so where we can throw the ball down low. We know they're going to get a bucket. Marcus Kennedy, he can get a bucket anytime he wants to. So just having those 2 guys down there, you throw it up to them, they're going to finish. And then on the rebounding defensive end, Yannick's going to block shots. Marcus, same thing, big post guy. He's going to rebound every ball. So, I mean, it'll help us at the guard spot, also on the perimeter.
You guys have been practicing against each other every day for about a month now. How eager are you to get going against somebody in a different colored jersey and see TCU?
I don't think people understand how anxious we're ready to play. Like the countdown, seeing all the different things on like Instagram, Twitter, on TV, seeing tip-off showcase. So I think we're ready to play. It should be pretty fun.